bring back Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, what do you make of Alan eyeing a possible run for the mayor of New York City? And have you ever thought of running yourself? Maybe not for New York, but didn't you run for office in your native Canada once, or came close to it?
Yes, I did. I ran in 2016. Quite a remarkable experience. Not sure I'd do it again. Not a successful financial move. But I really, as most Canadians, I had never seen the whole country. It's pretty big. During that run, I visited every small town in Canada. So I saw something. I got a great tourist ride out of it. But I endorse any business leader jumping into the fray, because when you've made payroll on a Wednesday night, you understand how hard it is to run a business. What's the biggest business in America? America's the biggest business in America. I would much rather have executives in cabinet that have actually run a business to run the biggest business, America. And I don't know why that's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea. A lot of what we see in incompetency and mediocrity and lack of executional skills is a lot of people have never run a business. And I don't like to be critical of any one politician over another, but look at AOC in your state. What a disaster. Her district's a war zone. Yeah. But she's a very popular politician. She knows how to raise money, 20 bucks at a time, but she can't run anything. And I'm sorry to be critical, but it's true. Yeah, and what makes me even more flummoxed, that's a word you don't hear very often, flummoxed, is that cities like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, they go to hell in a handbasket, and yet politicians get reelected. I can't understand that. Well, I think people should start to question who's managing this for me. They work for you. If you're a voter, all of these politicians work for you. And if you're not happy, San Francisco, you can't walk at night. New York is getting like that. Very famous Italian restaurant last week. Very expensive watch stolen in broad sight, right outside of the front door. I'm a watch collector, so these stories go around the community pretty quickly. Basically, the word on the street now is the cities you can't wear watches is New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. So I no longer wear watches in those cities. It's such a shame. And how pathetic is that? But anyway, I want to move on to this issue, Kevin. You've been very vocal about raising the minimum wage. But, out in California, talking of which, long-standing San Francisco McDonald's closed this weekend because of the higher paychecks. I think they went from 16 to 20 bucks an hour. What do you make of that? It's a mistake. It's a Gavin Newsom mistake. I've been very vocal about his lack of executional skills. I was just in California for 2 weeks. It's not just fast food and convenient dining that's shutting down, because they're unprofitable at $20 a minimum wage. Lots of other businesses are leaving that state. California is being hollowed out. That's what's occurring. Taxpayers, high net worth individuals, businesses, entrepreneurial businesses, which represent 62% of job creation, those companies 5 to 500, they are moving out of that state to places like Tennessee, to Texas and Florida, obviously. I don't invest in startups in California anymore, and when I do, and I've done a few, we move them out. We move the headquarters out, and we leave some employees there, but it is not a place to do business. It's not in business. I think Gavin Newsom, for his interest in running for president, should probably fix California now, because everybody in the country has figured out that place is a disaster, and it's just mistakes in policy. Just go there and see for yourself. Walk around San Francisco. It is not America anymore. It just isn't. And I don't know, you start at the top, you got to blame the top manager, and then you go down to the city administrators and the mayor. What a wasteland, all of these places shutting down. It's not a partisan argument. When a Walgreens shuts down, and a drugstore shuts down, and a convenience store shuts down, a bodega shuts down, that's nothing to do with whether you're blue or red. That's just bad policy, bad taxes, lack of any kind of a legal system that makes sense in crime prevention. It's a wasteland. Sorry to tell you that, but just go there yourself. Don't listen to me. Go try it out. You wouldn't run a convention in San Francisco. You have to take an Uber 1 block to your hotel, or you get executed.
You know what? It's such a shame because it's such a beautiful city. At one point, it was beautiful to visit, but not anymore. Kevin O'Leary, great stuff, Kevin. We'll have to leave it there, but thanks for your input today. Always appreciate it.